Hey, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
We have a couple of gentlemen from Fellowship Home Loans, and they're pretty amazing. It's Michael Rakeman and Brian Shilley. They are actually in New York, and thank God for technology. They're with us, we with them on Zoom. How are you guys?
We're doing well. We're doing well, all things considered. So thanks so much for having us on.
Hey, we appreciate you, and our prayers with everyone in New York, New York City, Long Island, all that area. We just have been concerned since day one, and we just, God's blessings to you guys, and we appreciate just your families and all of that. And with that, we appreciate what you guys do with connection with Save the Children. Now, they're going to be in studio tomorrow, Scott Wilder, and we're going to together raise money to help these kids here in the U.S. because when everything locked down, some of those kids that would get meals like breakfast or lunch at school now for weeks, not so much. So first of all, welcome you guys. We appreciate you. And how come Save the Children? Why did you guys connect with those guys?
Well, I think with in Mike and I both have 3 kids of our own, and young kids too. We see how the impact that you can have with them, how influenced they can be, and just able to help children. We do a lot of work up here in New York with some children at schools that are less fortunate than others. So we're seeing something today that if we can help and we have the means to help, why not? We have to do it. I think children are the most innocent creatures out there, and any chance to help them, you have to do it. It's our calling to do so, I think.
Love that.
Michael, do you have anything to add to that?
I agree. Brian kind of took the words out of my mouth there. Having 3 kids and us being in a position now, even though we are here, in New York and in the epicenter of this invisible enemy, we are blessed and fortunate that we are still able to conduct business as usual from our houses and things like that. And, because of the market the way it is, business has been good. As Brian said, it's our calling to pay those blessings forward and help others that are not in as fortunate situation as we are.
Now, guys, for those, obviously our listeners hear your commercials all the time, so they may have been introduced to you somewhat to Fellowship Home Loans. But tell us kind of how you guys got started and the heart behind your company.
Well, it was Brian and I met each other a long time ago, back in 2002. And we met at a retail bank. So we've known each other for a really long time and worked together for a long time. And it was about 2015 where we decided that we really wanted to branch out and open up the division of Fellowship Home Loans. Basically, we had a lot of like-minded people working together as it was. And we really wanted to give that customer the experience that they deserve when, buying a house or refinancing a house. The mortgage industry had been so tainted after the economic collapse of 2007, 8, 9, that a lot of people, they were kind of walking on eggshells when they were talking to, their mortgage guy or gal.
Right.
And we wanted to change that experience, make them feel comfortable, make them feel like someone really had their best interest at heart, which we do.
Yeah.
Brian, what about you? What's your part in it? Did you say, hey, this is something that's really good? I think we can do this.
Well, I think, like Mike said, with the mortgage industry, pretty much was tainted it was like a 4-letter word for years. And we were able to, like Mike said, branch off, take on people that had the same values and morals that we do, and not treat the transaction of refinancing or purchasing a home as if it, just a business. We understand that this is everyone's biggest asset, and it's not a house. I think we're learning more and more each day right now that it's a place of worship. It's a place, it's your school, it's your sanctuary. And we don't take that lightly. I think we have people that you don't just turn the switch on and off. I think if you have those values and morals, like faith, family, and fellowship, you carry that with you 24/7. It's not something that you can vary and change. It's something that you have to just maintain. And it's so rewarding to treat the transaction that way. Like it is personal. It's personal for families and what you're doing for individuals. And just hearing the success stories and getting the photos of people purchasing their first homes or hearing what they're going to do with all the savings, it really makes the day go by fast because crunching numbers on mortgages is not as fun as it sounds.
I don't know. It sounds like a blast to me, but
Yeah, I figured maybe after this we could trade. You guys could do this, and Dan and I could do it.
we could crunch numbers.
Yeah. Michael Rakeman and Brian Shilley from Fellowship Home Loans. Thank you guys for stepping out and kind of changing the perception, because like you said, back in the day after the crash, I mean, you're in the same category, not you, but your industry, with lawyers and car salesmen. So it was like, or maybe going to the DMV, but because of heart, and that comes out of you. That's not something really you can create, sit down and draw it on a piece of paper. It's got to come out of you. So we appreciate your heart, your passion, your faith, and how you're helping families. And when you help families, that's what it's all about. Now, this COVID-19, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected us all. Social isolation, distancing. I can see that you're both 6 feet apart, according to my Zoom camera here.
That's good.
But what about the industry? We chatted just a bit before we were live on Zoom and on the radio. The residential real estate area, how has it been impacted by this whole thing?
It's actually the silver lining in all of this is that because of what happened with the markets and most importantly the 10-year Treasury, which really is the catalyst for where mortgage rates are up, down, sideways, has gone down so much that so many homeowners have been able to take advantage of a refinance to save money. And like most people out there, there hasn't been a better time in over a decade where people needed to save money. Whether they, a husband or a wife lost their job, or they got their hours cut back at work, or they just had a change in household income. But if you can save $300, $400, $500 a month on your mortgage payments, that can kind of offset that and get you through these tough times. We know it's only a matter of time, but whatever you can do to kind of soften that blow that you're taking financially.
Yeah, to see rates where they are now. I mean, I didn't think, after 2008 and, and the market crashed and rates went low and they were trying to rebuild the economy and everything, I did never think that they would go back this low again. Did this surprise you guys, or is this just everyday part of the cycle?
This is the roller coaster of mortgages these days. It's, up is down, left is right. Nothing really makes too much sense. But
Right.
What we're seeing like kind of a credit crunch, if you will, some guideline changes. They're changing daily, it seems. I think that's going to loosen up as well in terms of the criteria maybe to get a mortgage. But just like Mike said, rates are so low. Just like that, they can go back up too.
Right.
Everything is so impulsive and a knee-jerk reaction that I think everyone has a little bit of extra time in their hands right now, except for maybe those essential workers, that they should take a look at their mortgage. They take a look at their mortgage statement and take advantage of today's very, very historically low interest rates, because there's a much better chance that rates can go up because there's not much more room for them to go down.
Yeah, very true.
We're talking with Michael Rakeman and Brian Shilley from Fellowship Home Loans. So if some folks have decided, hey, this is really a thing that we should do at this point, what should they do? Should they go to your website? Should they call a number so they can get the ball rolling?
Either one. We're, as I said earlier, we're fully staffed and everyone's working normal hours. Usually you can get a hold of us anytime between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the phone number is 800-804-SAVE, 800-804-7283. Or, of course, if you want to check out the website first, you can fill out some information there. We can get back to you at fellowshiphomeloans.com.
Yeah, we appreciate these guys. Fellowship Home Loans, Michael Rakeman, Brian Shilley. Guys, thank you for supporting Save the Children and not just talking about it, but actually putting money where your mouth is. We just pray God's blessings on your families, your company, and we just pray that the rest of 2020 for you won't be as challenging as what we've stepped into at this point.
Stepped into is a good way to put it, that's for sure. Hey, real quick, how would you guys encourage our listeners to give to Save the Children like you guys did?
Yeah.
Well, I think you go right on to the website. You can look up more information, see how far your dollars can go, what you can actually give, and what that's actually doing, how many children that's going to feed, how long it's going to feed them for, and just do everything you can. And if you can't give anything financially, pray for all those being affected, especially those children who need our prayers more than ever.
For sure. Yes.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Hey, we got to take a break. Fellowship Home Loans, Michael Rakeman, Brian Shilley. You heard all the details. Go ahead and not only check out Save the Children and help those guys, but look up Fellowship Home Loans and see how they can help you. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.